Hello there guys, LazyBeast here. Now today we're going to talk about some tips to help you find a guild in World of Warcraft. I think everyone will agree that World of Warcraft is at its best when you're playing with other people, and it should be because it's an MMO. But something that I see quite often is people struggling to find a guild, playing most of the content solo, doing the occasional pug and never really experiencing some of the most fun that World of Warcraft has to offer. So unless you've got friends that you know in real life that also play Warcraft, the other option to experience WoW with other people is to find yourself a guild. So how do you go about doing that? The easiest way is to just stand in a major city and just wait until some random person invites you to a guild. Now, I'm joking, this is the worst thing to do. You'll often see this happen where somebody will have made a guild, maybe because you just want to try it out and they're just curious and they invite loads of people and they just end up inviting everyone's alts and stuff, and they have no intention of really running the guild properly. So if you've been invited to one of these guilds, or you were just wondering like why the hell somebody randomly invited you without even speaking to you first, then this is probably what's happened to you. And what tends to happen with this is people that aren't really bothered about really being involved with a guild will just stay in these kind of guilds to just use the perks that being in a guild brings, such as like a shorter Hearthstone cooldown and all that stuff. But let's get real, you want to find a good guild and that's why you're watching this video, so let's go about how to do that. So finding a guild is going to require a bit more effort on your part. It's possible to find a guild that's likely to last and that hopefully you'll be happy in for the foreseeable future if you put some effort into finding that guild. The way in which you go about finding a guild is going to be influenced by what content you take part in and what type of player you are. For example, if you're a big Mythic Plus player pushing really high level keys, you'll stand a good chance of meeting people whilst you do that content if you plug in the keys. So you can try and make friends with like-minded players from groups that you join, and ask them if they're looking for more guild members and go about it that way. Same goes for raiding. That's just one example, so whether you're playing really competitively or you're just playing casually, it still stands that to find a strong, active guild that shares the same interests as you, you're going to have to put some work in to get yourself out there. If you are anxious about doing that sort of thing, then don't worry, I do have some advice for you at the end of the video, so stay tuned. So the first and most obvious thing to do is use the tools that the game provides you. So if you press J on your keyboard, that'll bring up the guild tab, and if you're not in a guild, you'll see at the top the guild finder interface. And here is where you need to have already thought out what you want to join a guild for. So do you want to join it just to do dungeons or raids? Do you want to be in a PvP guild? Do you want to play in a role-playing guild? You need to know that, it's quite important. There is the option for social and leveling, which is quite nice. I appreciate that they've put that in there because some people just want to be in a guild just to chat with other players. They don't want to be doing any certain type of content. They may actually never even play together with those people. It's just a group of people to be able to speak to while you go on your adventures and feel like you're sharing the experience with people. So you can try and use this tool to help you find a guild, but if I'm being honest, I have tried to use this in the past and I never really found much success with it. The requests that I sent to join guilds never even got answered at all. I maybe tried about 5, so not that many. You may have more luck, but what you're likely best off doing if you're going to use this tool is send off quite a few and just see what responses you get back. If you are really serious about finding a guild though, I suggest that you take an even more proactive approach and do some of these other things I'm going to mention next. So for those that are wanting to push some content, whether it's PvP or PvE, maybe push some Mythic keys, clear the raid on Heroic, maybe try pushing to Mythic. You're going to have to find out what the good guilds on your server are and then try and target them directly. So the way you can do this, if you've not seen many people around, you may not have seen any adverts when you've been in City Chat or anything like that. What I suggest you do is go to the forums for your realm, make sure you've got the right country selected, and see if there's any recruitment posts on there for PvE or PvE guilds, whatever it is you fancy. And usually what you'll find is they'll maybe link to their website. Back in the day, I know, which was definitely the case, is guilds used to have their own websites. They probably still do. Definitely the more serious ones. And there would be a section on there which is basically like an application form to the guild. It was literally like you were applying for a job. So you'd put in your experiences with the classes. They'd maybe ask you some questions specific to them, you know, just to basically root out any time wasting applicants. So if that's what you're after, hopefully you do find a guild that's recruiting for your desired type of guild on your realm. And if you do find one, make sure that you do put some effort into the recruitment process. If they are asking you questions and you've got to fill out a form, make sure you put some time into it. Don't just put like one-word answers in or like one-sentence answers. Give them some history on what you've been playing as and what you like about the game, and whatever questions they ask you, fill them in properly, show them some respect, and they should do the same to you too. And good luck from me. So if you're on the more social side of things, the more casual type of player, and you just want a guild of fun people to do stuff with, my next tip is to basically step outside of the game's resources and go and seek things yourself. So what you can do is you can try things like Reddit and Facebook. Now there is a guild recruitment subreddit, but I think what you'll find on there is it's more guilds looking for specific members, like, you know, we need a resto shaman for our mythic rare team, things like that, as opposed to people looking for a guild. Where if you go to Facebook, there's quite a few World of Warcraft groups on Facebook, some for America, some for EU and all the rest. And what you can do on there is make a post saying, you know, hi, I'm such a body from this realm, I play whatever you play, I'm looking for a guild that does this, this and this, and list your requirements. Again, put yourself out there, and I have actually seen quite a lot of people have success doing it this way. What you may unfortunately find is that you're on quite a low population realm, so guilds are still tied to realms. Now, if your realm is really low population, it's very unlikely that you're going to find a thriving guild on there. But if you're putting a post out there on these, you know, Facebook sites or looking at the World of Warcraft guild recruitment Reddit page, you may become aware of the big realms. So, for example, in EU, where I'm part of, Twisted Nether and Draenor are really, you know, high population realms, specifically for Horde. I think there's realms like Ravencrest for EU Alliance. So you might decide that you actually want to switch realms even to go and be part of a guild. If you've got an opening there and they want to take you, then that could be something that you want to consider. So if you've got the time and if you've ever been curious, then don't rule out the option of even starting your own guild. Now, managing a successful guild is something that is going to take a lot of time and dedication. You're going to have to deal with people. Now, as we all know, people can be difficult to deal with, and guilds are something in World of Warcraft that do bring with them a lot of drama at times. So if you don't want to deal with that, then obviously just rule this idea out. But maybe consider starting your own guild even. Now, this could be especially good if you've got a few friends that you're already playing World of Warcraft with and you want to expand your pool of people that you can play with, or maybe you want to start a raiding team or whatever it is, then this is an option. Don't rule it out. Now, something else that kind of gets forgotten about by most people is communities. Now, guilds are more like, you know, a tight-knit group of people that stick together, you achieve things together, and you share your accomplishments. Obviously, there's guild achievements and stuff like that. But there's communities which are basically a looser form of guilds that transcends the restrictions of realms. So you can be in a community with people on the Horde side if you play Alliance, for example, so there's no faction restrictions. Now, just like there are with guilds, there are communities that focus on different things. So there's some that focus on running old raids, collecting mounts and transmogs. There's some that focus on PvP still, you know, like helping people find arena teammates and that kind of thing. There's communities that are all about roleplay and delving into that world. And pretty much there's something for everybody. So you can find them again, you can find them through the same channels really, Reddit, Facebook. I would look at the Blizzard forums themselves, the World of Warcraft forums, because there's a nice helpful post on there with, I know there is on the EU side, with a list of some of the communities that are already existing, so you can go and easily find details on how to do that. And as well, join some Discord channels. Obviously Discord's a massive thing now with all those gamers. That's somewhere where you're probably going to find a lot of action and where people generally like get to know each other more, because obviously we're not always all logged into World of Warcraft, so you can have a chat with people from the communities that you join, or even with your guild, obviously, even better if you join a guild, and get to know people and strengthen those bonds while you're not actually even playing the game. So yeah, you may decide that you don't actually need a guild and a community is enough to fulfill that need for you, and it brings people that you can play with, and does most of the features a guild brings basically. So, I mentioned earlier, if you do struggle with anxiety and you're not very confident socially and you want to get a guild but you don't know where to start because you don't want to put yourself out there, then fear not, because there are some groups that do specifically cater to people with social anxiety and that specifically want to help you feel comfortable, you know, with a group of people that aren't going to just flame you for doing something wrong in a raid, and to help you experience the game to its fullest. Now, I'm going to give a big shout out here to a community called Vanguard, who are a community that are on EU mainly, but they do have some American members, and they are all about this. Now, I highly recommend going and checking them out. The video that's running in the background right now is a little advert that I made for them to help them get some more exposure on social media, because we're putting Facebook posts out and stuff to try and advertise them and get some more members in. They're a great bunch of people, and obviously they'll make you feel really comfortable and help you experience Warcraft, maybe get into your first raid, maybe start some Mythic Plus, whatever you want to do, they'll help you do that, and they'll look after you while they do so. So yeah, go and check them out. I'll put the links in the description down below. So there we are, guys. There's some tips, and I hope they help you find a guild or community if that's what you're looking to do. So yeah, I really hope it's helped. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a little like down below and consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. It really helps the channel out a lot. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been LazyBeast, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.